Hi, I'm Barry Schwartz, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Google search algorithm update happening on Friday the 13th, the quality raters guideline update that happened on September 5th, the original reporting algorithm update that Google made a few months ago that they announced yesterday, and all the changes around Nofollow attributes and the additional link attributes that Google announced this week, plus a lot more. So stay tuned. Hi everybody, Barry Schwartz from Search Engine Roundtable. Today is Friday the 13th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. First, hope you like that new intro. Trying to make it more catchy at the beginning. Got some more advice from different people about how to make these videos drop better, so hopefully you like that. First up, like I discussed in the intro, there seems to be a lot of chatter this morning around an algorithm update that's rolled out either really late last night or early this morning, calling it obviously the Friday the 13th Google search algorithm update. It's not confirmed. It's very, very limited. In fact, most of the actual tools that haven't been even updated yet to track the 13th data. So Rank Ranger is showing some fluctuations. So is Advanced Web Ranking and Cognitive SEO. And SEMrush is just showing a little bit of a blip. But there definitely is a lot of chatter early on. I'll keep an eye on it over the weekend and keep you posted next week about what's going on with that. Also, Google updated their search quality raters guidelines. They updated it and pushed out on the 5th of September. We basically linked to all the different coverage about the different changes. I'm not going to go through them all. It's 167 pages, but there are links to the big changes here. And you can definitely take a look at them over there. Again, the quality raters guidelines don't tell you exactly how Google's algorithms work. It basically just tells you how Google wants third-party contractors to rate their search results. So either tests they're doing or their actual live search results to rate those. This way Google knows if they have to adjust their algorithms to make for a better search experience. And Google announced this week, actually yesterday, that Google went ahead and pushed out an algorithm update a few months ago, which they've been tweaking over the past few months, specifically about promoting and giving more exposure to original reporting in the Google search results. So it hasn't been released yet for Google News or for Google Discover. It's in Google Search. It has been for the past few months. Google did not tell us a specific date, but they did tell us that it's a global release, meaning it's released for, I guess, all languages in all countries and all regions. And Danny Sullivan said this is unrelated to the core search algorithm updates. There is no specific date, like I said before. And Richard from the VP of Google News told us this is a global reach. They're pretty happy with the results. Why is Google telling us about this today? Have we noticed this before? I don't know. I cover a lot of unconfirmed Google updates, but it's hard to notice these news-related updates, even though it wasn't Google News, because news is kind of trending and things happen all the time with that. It's always constantly changing. But Google said not only are they promoting it in the Google search results, the original reporting, they're also actually going ahead and keeping that original story up longer in the top search results as opposed to swapping it out with another story that might be fresher, which is very interesting. They did not say it actually impacts smaller news publishers. In fact, I don't know if it does. It might be that they're giving more weight to larger news publishers, but they kind of denied that. But we'll see. And why is Google actually going ahead and telling us about this now if it released this a few months ago? Two reasons. One is they said that they think the search results are much better now. They actually are proud of what's going on, so they want to talk about it now. And two, when they released the search quality raters guidelines update this week or last week on September 5th, there are two sections in there that specifically talked about how the quality raters could actually go ahead and rate those news results in the Google search results. And because of that, they want to say, all right, take a look at that, take a look at this. Again, it's not human, and the humans are not involved in ranking. They're just rating those rankings. But it's very interesting to see Google. It caused a lot of confusion, like I thought, when Google went ahead and mentioned the quality rater guidelines as one of the reasons why they pushed this out. Moving on. Since we're talking about algorithm updates, I figured I'd just throw this in there quickly. The folks at Bright Local released a new tool, a first of its kind actually, called the Local Rank Flux Score. And the Local Rank Flux Score basically is like a Mozcast or any of those other tools that I track on the organic side of web search results, but for the Google local results. And it tells you if they think there is a ranking update. The last time they actually showed a ranking update was on the August 8th, which is around August 6th when I actually reported a ranking update for Google local. I rarely report local algorithmic changes, maybe like 2, 3, maybe 4 times a year. And you can see there are very few, according to his chart, ranking updates. But it did coincide with when I reported about on August 6th. They reported on August 8th. Again, just could be data issues in terms of how they get their data. But it's pretty interesting to see one of these tools, and I'll keep an eye on it, and you could definitely keep an eye on it too. One of the big announcements this week, which was pretty funny, and the whole SEO community blew up about it, was that Google is making changes to the nofollow link attribute. The big changes are, well, a few things. So one is, I don't want to miss anything, but basically, one is that nofollow link attribute, actually a good chart here. Let me bring that up. You can actually follow along while I do this. All right, so you see this chart. This is by Cyrus. He posted this on Moz. The nofollow link attribute previously, before this announcement, would be used for all pay links, and Google would take it as a directive, not a hint, a directive to not follow nofollow links for crawling indexing or use it at all for rankings. No way at all. Then after Google announced this, which was on I think Wednesday or Tuesday, in any event this week, that they came out with 2 new link attributes. One is rel sponsored. If I click on this, it'll show a better one. Rel sponsored. Yeah. Rel sponsored, as you can see over here, and also rel UGC. So rel sponsored is for paid and sponsor links, like the links I have on the side of Searching Roundtable, and I actually switched them to this already. Rel UGC is for like links in your forums or comments. You can just slap on UGC, and rel nofollow is for anything else that you don't trust. Catch all. In addition to these 2 new links attributes, they changed how they treat the nofollow. They use it as a hint for ranking purposes. And that means if they want to use the link for ranking, for web spam, for other purposes, they can. And also, they're currently not, they're using it as a directive for crawling and indexing, same as before, but the only difference here is for ranking versus crawling and indexing. And then on March 1st, they're going to go ahead and say, we're using it as a hint for crawling and indexing. They could crawl the link, they could index the link that it's pointing to, and not only for ranking purposes, which is today. So keep that in mind. These are pretty significant changes. Google said you're able to use both or multiple, so you can use like a link, rel sponsored and nofollow, rel UGC and nofollow if you want to. You can use multiple ones if you want to. You don't have to switch them. Nofollow is fine. So if you want to make no changes, Google said that's fine as well. And there's a lot of discuss and controversy around that. I'm not going to go into it all. I'll definitely take a look at that. I've already spent too much time on that topic alone. In addition to that, Gary from Google said, not only is it the link attribute, but if you have that nofollow directive in your robots.txt file, the meta tag for nofollow, Google will also consider that for ranking purposes as a hint, and then March 1st, consider it for indexing and ranking as well as a hint. So that's to keep in mind as well. That changed there too. And WordPress, Yoast from Juice from Yoast, who very involved with WordPress, said they're going to go ahead and adopt that in the next release, where they're going to use the rel UGC for comments links going forward. And Bing said, I don't know what you're talking about, Google. We've always treated this nofollow link attribute as a hint. Nothing's changed with us. It's always been a hint. We may or may not use that link, despite what you slap on that link. We just consider our link a hint. Here's, he said, historically, we've always treated this, the nofollow link, as a hint, making your own decision to trust or not trust. Please continue using this hint and other link functions as sponsored and UGC as appropriate. They are not using sponsored and UGC, but they are using nofollow as a hint, and they always have. So nothing's changed there with Bing. Google seems to be also penalizing more and more subdomain and subfolder leasings. Glenn Gabe said early on it was just really subfolders, and now he's seeing a lot of subdomains as well getting slapped. It's not clear if that's across the board or whatever, but that definitely seems to be catching an eye. Danny Sullivan said that their algorithms are not able to determine the accuracy of any content, meaning if you say statement X and that statement X is actually false, their algorithm is, there's no accuracy algorithm that says that this is an accurate statement. They have no way of determining that. They are use other signals to figure out is its content trustworthy, authoritative, and so forth. But in terms of it being accurate, there is no way for Google's algorithms to determine accuracy, according to Danny Sullivan, which is pretty interesting. Years and years ago, I posted about Apache.org having a sponsored section where Google bought like $100,000 paid link. It's still up there. You can go to the thank you page and you can see that now the price for a link there is like $125,000 per year. And John Mueller actually finally responded to those allegations years and years later after somebody else brought it up. He said, I wouldn't assume those links do the link sites any good when it comes to search. We've known about these links have been there for over a decade, even before the nofollow attribute came along. I hate that excuse because I had my links there before the no attribute came along. Again, this is just because the links are there doesn't mean we count them, et cetera, et cetera. So he did respond to that. Definitely take a look at that if you're interested. The old Google Search Console is no longer available. You can't go to the old Google Search Console directly. There are some legacy tools that are still available. So if you go to the new Google Search Console, you'll be able to access those under the legacy tools and reports and access all the old tools that are not currently transferred over to the new one. Here's a screenshot of the old one. That is gone. It's been a time. It's been a wonderful time. Google said headings won't make or break your ranking in Google search. So H1 tags, H2 tags, they won't make or break it. John Mueller said this on Reddit. It makes sense, but there is a lot of discussion around that topic, which I'm surprised about, but it's there. Google Ads said they are going to push off the removal of the accelerated delivery feature in Google Ads by 20 more days. So instead of it being removed on September 17th, it's going away on October 7th. So they're giving you a little bit more time with that. Google Ads also did a wide ban of not allowing ads specifically for speculative and experimental medicine, specifically things around stem cell therapy, gene therapy, etc. So definitely you should know that if you're on the ad space and you're doing that for any of your clients. Google Discover is now showing restaurants as options in the Google Discover feed. So that's something that might be interesting for any of your local restaurant clients. You might get some traffic to your restaurants from that. Also, we posted the another vlog this week this one is covering the early days of SEO throughout today with Mel Carson, who's been in the SEO industry for almost 20 years, starting his career off at LookSmart, one of the first search advertising platforms on the planet, and then moving into his jobs at Microsoft, starting Ad Center, which has then turned to Bing Ads, and which is now Microsoft Ads, and then starting his own firm. So it was a very interesting interview. I really appreciate him taking the time with me. And as some of you may know, I'm doing this YouTube subscriber giveaway. So I'm asking you to subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, smash the like button, and whatever that YouTubers say, because I will be giving away up to $25,000 in charity, as well as I think 12 different SEO tools or SEM tools, including an XMX pass, if we hit our benchmarks. Definitely take a look at that. You can learn more about it at seroundtable.com/giveaway. And that pretty much recaps what happened this past week. Hope you liked the new intro. Definitely leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And looking forward to hitting 100,000 subscribers. I have a way to go, but hopefully that will happen as I keep producing better and better quality content for you guys. In any event, have a great weekend. Today again is Friday, September 13th. And this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable. My name again is Barry Schwartz. See ya. Bye.